Hello and welcome back to the video on the Football Zone and to a weekend review, first of the season, reviewing the first game week in the Championship. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. And we're going to kick things off on Friday night where Vincent Kompany's Burnley defeated Huddersfield 1-0. Ian Matson with the only goal in the 18th minute, and yeah, this was a brilliant performance from Burnley, absolutely dominated Huddersfield, played them off the park, and that's hugely encouraging for Vincent Kompany's Burnley. Really, it could have been more. Huddersfield though, I do think this will be a concerning performance because they just couldn't get near Burnley for most of the game. So yeah, but for Burnley, really promising. Moving on then to the Saturday games, and starting off at New York Stadium where it finished Rotherham 1, Swansea 1. Rotherham maybe took a surprise in the 16th minute before Darling equalised in the 38th minute. And yeah, in terms of stats, probably quite an even game, you'd say, to be honest. Not much for separating two sides. I think a draw was maybe the fair result. Maybe, I think Rotherham will probably be slightly happier as a two sides. Swansea frustrated, maybe because this is a away game they were being expected to win. But you know, Rotherham's first game back in the Leeds, have a point already on the board. I think that's pretty solid enough. Moving on then to Cardiff 1, Norwich 0 at the Cardiff City Stadium. Swayers with the only goal of the game in the 49th minute. And G was sent off in the 73rd minute, and Hanley was sent off in the 85th minute for Norwich. But in the end, Cardiff just about held on. Quite an even game. I'd maybe say a draw is a fair result, but if you know Cardiff defeating a team that's just come down in the opening day, that's a huge result for them. We'll give them so much confidence. For Norwich, it's only one game, but yeah, I think they'll be frustrated with this. Moving on then to Wigan 0, Preston 0 at the DW Stadium. And yeah, I mean, like, this is an intriguing game. Evans was sent off in the second half, 80th minute. And yeah, in the end, Wigan were pressing the last 10 minutes but couldn't find the goal. They were probably the best team here. But yeah, couldn't get the goal. I think they may be slightly frustrated they weren't able to get the win. But you know, a point just on their first game back in the Championship isn't terrible. For Preston, I think with a red card in the end, eventually they'll take that. So you know, both teams I'd say leaving reasonably content. Moving on then to Stoke, Millwall 2, Stoke 0 at the Den. And yeah, really great opening day for Millwall. Cresswell with a goal in the 12th minute and the 65th minute gave Millwall the 2-0 lead. And yeah, like I said, they'll be really happy with that one. Totally dominated Stoke, played them off the park. But for Stoke, yeah, I mean, like I mentioned a few days ago, Michael O'Neill will be under pressure coming into the season, and yeah, that's not really a start they need because they were totally played off the park by Millwall. But yeah, for Millwall, this will be hugely encouraging. Moving on then to Luton 0, Birmingham 0 at Kenilworth Road. And yeah, I mean, like, Luton, I would say probably slightly less team here. But you know, in the end, there wasn't a lot separating the two sides. And yeah, I think Luton will probably be frustrated with this because they're just seeing this as a game which they definitely could have won. But in the end, yeah, like I say, just never really coming off. But for Birmingham, under John Eustace, really solid first game. A good away point against a team you expect to be near the sharp end this season. So I think they'll be delighted with that. Moving on then to a late goal thriller at the KCOM Stadium as Hull defeated Bristol City in a really intriguing game. Andy Vyman gave Bristol City lead in the 30th minute before two found from the spot gave Hull the equaliser. And John Michel Seri, what signing that is, by the way, in the 93rd minute, giving Hull the winner and giving himself the perfect introduction to the fans. And yeah, on the balance I'd play, I'd probably say a draw was a fair result here. But you know, I mean, like, Hull coming away with a win, that could be huge for their confidence boost. As for Bristol City, losing like that in the first game, yeah, that's going to sting. Moving on then to Blackpool 1, Reading 0 at Bloomfield Road. And yeah, the only goal of the game coming in the 9th minute through Connolly. And yeah, I mean, like, in the first half, I'd say Blackpool were totally in control. In the second half, Reading came into a bit more, bit of huff and puff. But you know, in the end, they couldn't find much. Maybe draw was a fair result, but yeah, I'd probably just say edge towards Blackpool being the deserved winners. And you know, good start for them with all the upheaval that's gone on there with this summer of Pritchie leaving. But for Reading, I think they will be frustrated with this one. Moving on then to Blackburn 1, QPR 0 at Ewood Road. Travis with the only goal of the game in the 34th minute gave Blackburn a win. And yeah, I think they'll be absolutely delighted with that. Blackburn, probably for me the best team. QPR didn't get a shot on goal. So yeah, maybe they'll be concerned about their start under Beale, but you know, given time, still a new manager. But for Blackburn, like I say, really positive start, and they'll be looking to build on that in the coming weeks. And you know, they could be on for a good season here. But anyway, then moving on then to Middlesbrough 1, West Brom 1 at the Riverside, and Jones gave Borough the lead in the 10th minute before John Swift with a lovely goal in the 51st minute equalised for West Brom on his debut, and yeah, that meant it was a draw, and on the whole I'd maybe say draw is a fair result. Probably not a lot between the two sides. Two sides who I'm expecting to be up there this season. So I think on the whole they'll probably take it, both teams, not be too disappointed. So yeah, just a really good game to kick off the season. Moving on then to Sunderland 1, Coventry 1 at the Stadium of Light. Great to see Sunderland back in the Championship. And yeah, they took a dream start with goal from Clark putting them ahead in the 12th minute, but in the end unfortunately they couldn't hold on. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't hold on, and Coventry got the equaliser. And on the whole, I'd probably say it was a fair result. So yeah, not a lot to pick between the two sides. I think Sunderland will be disappointed they couldn't get a win on their first game back in the Championship, but it is what it is. Moving on then to the Monday game, and yeah, Watford 1, Sheffield United 0. João Pedro with the only goal of the game in the 56th minute. And yeah, Watford, I would say they're the best team here and deserving their victory, and for them to come back straight back into the Championship with a victory under a new manager like Rob Edwards, that'll be a big boost for them. As for Sheffield United, I think they will be frustrated with that result, because their performance wasn't that great, and Watford did deserve the win, but there's still plenty of games to credit, 45 to go. But anyway guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. So like, share, subscribe, don't lots of comments down below, follow us for daily football news, and subscribe to the channel as well, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.